Generic greetings and welcome back to Prison Architect. Let's do a shakedown because, quite frankly, we haven't done one in a while. We've got 64 prisoners, some of which will have contraband and also tunnels. Remember that... Oh, and just on that note... Well then... Yeah, just on that note about tunnels, we found one. I was about to say, the dormitory is a big problem because a lot of people can tunnel, and then there you go. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of prisoners, I'll just stop that shakedown, a lot of prisoners running with these bed sheets in their hand. Actually, not bed sheets, sorry, these are ropes made from uniforms, and they are going to go, well, wherever they can. They are currently on a blitz out attempt, and obviously they are fighting. We are going to go on a lockdown, a bang up here, so none of them will leave here. However, as you can see, we've got a lot of people trying to run out. Now, a lot of them have these ropes on them, but they are running towards where they're going to be running to. You know what they're going to do? They're going to try and run through the front gate, which they might be successful because we don't have tasers. We only have just the batons. A lot of these are going to try and run through the centre here, and they're going to try and... Oh, actually, I'm going to have to call in some riot people here. Let's call in some riot police. Yes, and what's going to happen is they're going to try and jump over the fence, and they might even be able to do so. Let's just get the riot police, and we're going to put them in the front there. I really, really am tempted to... I'm really tempted to... let them out to see if they actually can get over there. Oh, good grief, look at this. This is all kinds of wrong. Let's go in there. So, a lot of these are low risk, so a lot of them are opportunists there. Well, it looks like that's now dealt with. We'll send those back. Yes, a lot of those prisoners there had the ropes, and they were probably going to go through that door and then use it to get over that fence. Now, it does show you their mentality there because they were going for this door instead of going for this and roping over there and then roping over that. So I wonder if they're not able to double rope, as in rope over the first, they can climb over the first or climb over the second. Actually, that wouldn't make much sense. Why did they go that way? Because they could have easily busted through that one and then roped over that wall. Interesting. Anyway, we are going to go over to the objects and to dismantle... Actually, not dismantle objects. Where is it? Is it materials? Yes, I'm materials. I'm going to remove tunnels because they got quite far. They got from there all the way down, and I don't know when they started that, but that is one of the downsides of the dormitory. It can happen quite readily. So obviously a lot of things to deal with here. We're going to have a lot of people going to the infirmary. We've got people walking around. It's going to be a bit chaotic. So I might go ahead and hire some more staff. Not with the amount of money I've got, I can't. Okay, so I guess I'm not going to do that. So we'll just clear up the tunnels and see what we can do. But yeah, interesting that that happened. Looks like the... doctors are coming there to heal everybody. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of lockup happen there. If we had solitary, then by all means, that's where we would put them, but we don't, so we can't, and now it's now. And end of that conversation. So, yeah, we need to probably get this workshop up and running. At least that was the overall plan. Remember as well that we just found that tunnel there, and we didn't manage to search the rest of the prison, so that is an issue. We do need to sort that out. Also, danger level has went up a lot because of the events of that night there. Although, to be fair, also a lot of suppression and punishments being handed out there, so that's probably evened itself out. The issue we have, though, is that danger level might not be staying down for long because we will have a lot of needs in terms of food. Yeah, we've got a fairly high need for food there on the medium level, and we've got another day and a half before we get this inmate nutritional research done. It's on 45% now, so it's important that we get that done sooner rather than later. Just going to check the reputations of these two new inmates, and we can see they have no reputations that we should be aware of or should be worried about anywhere. Not that we know of. So anyway, yeah, that was a thing. I didn't expect that to happen. I was commentating on the possibility of it happening, and then boom, straight away, there you go. So I guess, well, I guess we know that that was correct. And at least we found it as well. Because, I mean, they didn't have very far to go. They were about here, I think. And then, obviously, there's just another twice that and then under one wall. So, obviously, with the building there, that would have been a lot better. But it's not. So, that would be an issue. So, as you can see, we now have a couple of people in the workshop. And these are the people currently training for the workshop safety induction. However, we don't... Oh, the foreman is over there. I was going to say, where's the foreman? They are over the other side for whatever reason. They're shouting orders across this entire thing. I don't know why that is the case, but hey-ho, that's what they're doing. So I will put in the other bit of concrete tile there because it should be there. I don't think I had enough money last time. I'm going to put them in there and there because we will eventually be getting another cell, another dormitory in there. Now, I don't know what to put on either side of these. I could place, if I wanted to, another few bunk beds. We could fit them in and they would go across there like so, or something along those lines. And that is a possibility. I'll leave the plan there for now because that's probably the way we'll do it. We won't have toilets on it. I think the toilets we've got there is more than enough. It's also nice to see these people sitting down there. If we go over to the logistics and room quality, you can see that is a rating of 1. Now, they can still be graded there, but you need a lot of things in there. So, for example, it's grade 1 because of the room size and at least 6 squares per prisoner, which is what we've got. We, however, don't have shower heads for each 4 prisoners. We don't have a TV for 4 prisoners, nor do we have phone booths or bookshelves or anything like that. So we could put bookshelves in and we could put chairs in, but it's for every 4 prisoners. So we'd probably have to have like a row of chairs in the centre. It's strange that it doesn't do it. Is there no grading for... pool table, chairs, bookshelves. Yeah, that's a shame. So it doesn't have any grading for benches, even though they do use that. So we could put chairs in, just put a row of chairs in either side, and that increases the grading somewhat. Also, there's grading to be done in these cells here. So if we check on the grading, we can see that that there is a grading 2, but is the occupant is entitled to a grading 3. They don't need a tier 3, it's entitlement, same as this one is tier 3 and or grade 3 and is currently having 1. I mean, that person's 7, so occupant entitled to grade 7. So when we go ahead and grade these, then we'll be able to do that, but I'm mainly focusing, I think, on this workshop when we get enough money. We need a little bit more money in order to do that. Now, we'll get money shortly in the form of the inmate nutritional research, and then we'll have people working in here as well. And then we'll also get another grant, the grant probably being the max sec infrastructure, I think, or we could go for cell block C, which cell block C I think is 100 prisoners, and we're on 66, is it? 66 indeed, yes. Or we could go for max sec, which requires body armor, tasers, size security force, and CCTVs. You know what? Most of that we have. Okay, so we'll probably go for max sec then, because we've almost got that. We have almost got that. So let's go over to the workshop press. We'll place a press there and a saw there. That'll be most of our money, but we'll do that there. We'll have a just double check over here. We can see the capacitors and the power stations are, well, half capacitors placed. Power station currently running at half rating. This one is just over half, coming close to 2/3, but then that has still got some other buildings to do. So the power distribution, the load distribution is okay, I think. There's no problem there. So it's currently sleep time, so let's do another shakedown because we didn't get a proper one done previously. I'm hoping the inmate nutritional research will tick over, or whether it's going to have to be for the brekkie tomorrow morning. It would make sense it being the breakfast tomorrow, or today, technically now, because then that would be exactly the 2 days, which is what it requires, because originally we changed the research over just as we were serving the meals in the morning, which was going to be high quantity, high variety, so there you go. So a lot of searches. We've got 12 ropes. Looks like that is something that's a bit of an issue there. If we just go over to intelligence and say last 24 hours, we can see a lot of ropes there. It's all going to get stolen from the laundry. Yeah. So I mean, the way to no, there's loads more. The way to prevent it is just to have nobody working in the laundry. Just say you're not allowed in it. And there you go. So, shakedown underwear we've got in no particular order other than the order of exactly left to right. We've got 2 clubs, 1 shank, 2 forks, 4 needles, 4 medication, 1 booze, 4 bottles of poison, 3 packets of cigarettes, 6 cell phones, and other things, assorted items that I don't no longer see. It was a lot of stuff. Mainly, though, the ropes, the custom ropes, so, yeah. At least they didn't get to use them when they were charging that way. A couple of comments, actually. A lot of people asking... Oh, there's some more fighting. I'm guessing that person... Yes, is a snitch. Yeah, that's John Hornick. That's a person we've known about for quite some time. A lot of people asking about the escape mode. Can you go over the walls in the escape mode? As far as I'm aware, no. They have not implemented that into escape mode. Now, I've not personally tried it, but it's what I've been told. And I'm pretty sure they mentioned in their video that they didn't change escape mode. Which, yeah, if that is the case, I think that's a big, big, big shame. Because escape mode's a nice little extra mode. But it does have its flaws. I think it would benefit from some improvements on that one. Because, you know, I play quite a bit. I tend to build a prison, and then it's the natural progression, the natural follow-up to what you're going to do next. Well, I'm going to try, and then escape from my own prison. I like to do that, and I can't imagine I'd be alone in that one. So anyway, I've been able to get another one of these, so more people training, as you can see, and also the grant has now been completed for the inmate nutritional research. So we can now change these eat times, so we'll go back to the original eat times and policy of medium and medium, so back to normal now, so that's fine. Although, to be fair, if we go over to our needs, you can see that... doesn't matter. My mistake. I was going to say there's not actually much food need. Oh, yes, there is. But however, spirituality, literacy, and luxuries is also increasing as well. So that's something we do need to sort. Right, so I want to get some CCTV, mainly for this grant. We do have body armor and tasers unlocked, which is good. So let's go for the CCTV. So we're going to have a CCTV monitor there. We're going to have a phone tap in there. This one will be for another CCTV monitor, you see. And we'll put some CCTV around the place. So place CCTV cameras throughout your prison. So we will have a CCTV monitor in there and in there. We'll have one in the infirmary. We'll have one in the common room. We could probably have one... We got patrols around there, we got patrols around there, we're going to have patrols around there. Where else would we need a CCTV monitor? We got patrols around here. I mean, ideally it's in places where you want sight, but you don't either want nor need guards. And I think the rest of them do require those things. So where could I put it? Don't know. How many more do I need to place? 2 more, I think. 1, 2, 3. Don't think I need to place them around there. Don't really need them in the yard, although there's nothing stopping me placing them in the yard. I don't really need them because the guards naturally tend to congregate around that. Don't really want them around here. No, around this area here. When in doubt, it might just be in the workshop, you know. Not going to be in there, not going to be in there. I guess here. There's always a good one. And then... yeah, that'll be us done. Okay, so... that's that grant done. We'll go for cell block C. So we now got 62 grand. That is, I think, enough money to get what we need. Which in this case is a lot of capacitors. There we are. Once that's done, we'll go for this bit here. Also waiting for the CCTV monitors to be placed, which looks like they have been done. So we'll go for utilities, connections, and we'll start connecting up the CCTV monitors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and finally 6. We also have a phone tap, which I don't think is currently wired up, but we'll change that in a bit. And there's our 5 phones. My mistake. 5 phones. Looks like that is actually connected. No, it's not. The first one is, or you may have been connected if we have had the original running bit, but we don't. So let's just do that, and then that's all connected up. I will go ahead and disconnect that because I was going to put a CCTV bit here, and if that if that changes, we'll have a big issue there. So let's just make sure that we don't connect those 2 grids together by accident. I might also change that as well because, quite frankly, I can see all kinds of issues going on there. There should still be lighting in there, which, yes, there is. That's fine. So those are going to get connected up, and then we have our wire taps as well. Excellent. So because... sorry, phone taps. Well, same thing, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you might be wondering why I'm leaving gaps there. That's because I want to place some bins in there. Actually, do we really need that? No, I think phone booths is just fine. Quite frankly, yeah, just do that. And then we'll get the wiretaps on there. Now, the problem with the wiretaps is you can only listen to one wiretap in... I'll finish what I was saying. You can only listen to one wiretap at a time. So if it's scanning, and then that's activated, it doesn't scan and get the rest of it. Right. So for whatever reason, Thomas Goblin Dry Creek, prisoner number 2583509, sentenced to 13 years for car theft, has, for whatever reason, decided that it would be just a fine and dandy idea to go and trash the hell out of the laundry. And I don't know why they've made that decision. So what I'm going to do is get this guard to come and persuade them of their deeds and their current life choices. There we go. That didn't take long. Why did they do that? I have no idea. There should be no logical reason why they did that. Strange. Right, let's get all these put in then. Going to spend a lot of money. Hopefully it's money well spent. The grid also might just go up in flames, quite frankly, with the amount of things I'm placing in here. There we go. What's it currently at? About a quarter. So that's going to be a lot of people working there now. That's good. Still got 19 grand, which is enough to get this dorm done. It's going to be an exact copy of this, quite frankly. Still don't know whether to put these things in the centre. Still haven't decided, but I think I'll probably go for more dorm, more better, and just work on that principle. So you can see a lot of imports there, all of the steel for this. I do need to connect up this phone tap to the other phones. You can see it's cycling there. Yeah, there's some cycles. This security room is currently filled because it doesn't have an office chair or filing cabinets or other things, so we might as well do that. So we'll have a desk. You technically don't even need to designate it as security. It will function regardless. But just for the sake of many looks, we'll get that done. Oh, good grief. Is that who I think it is? John Hornick, yeah. We knew that was fairly inevitable, quite frankly. Fairly inevitable? That's a sentence, just the words are slightly wrong and not used in the correct order at all. Yeah, it was sort of inevitable that would happen if we continued on the trend of just ignoring the issue, you see, which is exactly what I did. So yeah, that's why that happened. Anyway, we're going to get a couple more prisoners, not a great deal, enough just to refill what we have, the 66 there. Just going to have a quick look once more in the intelligence informants there. No traits that we're aware of, but there's been some things detected. So obviously handing out punishments if we need to do that. So we still need to produce 30 license plates. Still something we haven't done there. I haven't also unlocked the jail doors on either side, just because, quite frankly, I think it'll be... I don't know, do I want to lock it open? I mean, I could. But by the way, yes, I am aware that you can say unlock like that and it just unlocks the doors. I know I can do that. I've just never really bothered. Don't know why. Oh, it's because you can only have the assignment on one area, so I can't unlock this because that changes that to green rather than that. Is that correct? Yes. See when it changes? It's just unlocked. It's now called unlocked capacity, which makes no sense. So that's mid-sec. There you go. So I can use unlock on this and this on the canteen if I wanted to. So I can change those. And then have it as, where is it? Deployment unlock. There you go. It doesn't affect that door because that's recessed in that way. Yeah, so that's now unlocked. Although that doesn't... Oh, you're joking. Those are classed as separate rooms. Yeah, that's why I didn't do it. Because it can happen. Like that can happen. Lock open. Lock open. And finally lock open. Yeah. Quirky game is quirky. Right, so I think we'll go for a couple more staff. There we go. Just so we can get this all sorted. We are going to... pause a second, go over to our programs and reschedule all programs to make sure that everything's working there. We can also get another workshop safety induction. 5 finish, 0% pass. That's not good. I'm guessing, perhaps wrongly, that there is a lot of prisoners that are... Well, we haven't got like the alcoholic soup therapy or the overdose stuff. Oh, no, actually, we are doing pharmacological treatment. So, yeah. 6 passed, 60%. That's good. I'm proud of those. Nice one. Anyway, so let's go over to the clone tool then. So it'll be quick build clone, and I want to clone all I can. Like that. I can understand it not allowing you to clone everything, although it would be nice. Originally, it was very, very small, the grid you could do. I think it was a total of 20, or maybe 20 square meters. Because I think 5 by 5. No, that would have been 25 then. I don't know what the maximum was, but it was close to that. It might have been about 30 or something. Anyway, we'll lock open these, because this is going to be our dormitory once again. Deployment. There you go, we'll change that. There's that, fine. Obviously, we've got no utilities in there at all, so we will run some of that in like so. And we need to run the water pipe and such, but we'll do that once we've got everything else put in there. Right, I think we will leave it there. That's coming together now. That's coming together quite nicely. We've got workshop. We've got a couple of fairly big dormitories now, plus this here. Obviously, dormitories need stuff added. We can add and change. We do need to upgrade these cells. We need to put flooring in. There's lots more work still to do. On the far left and down the bottom, not even touched. In fact, speaking of the bottom, that is probably our next task. Because if we go over to needs, you can guarantee, yeah, look at that. There's some high needs for luxuries, literature, and spirituality. So, shop, the library, and actually, no, literature, not necessarily library, I don't think. I believe the mail room might actually fulfill the needs for literature and family, I think. I think it might. Either way, spirituality obviously being the chapel as well. So we do need to do all of that. But we are raising our prisoner capacity to 100, which should be done once the other side is sorted. So that means that's another 20 grand and enough to build pretty much whatever we need. So, progressing on quite nicely. Next episode, we will go ahead and finish this dorm off. We're probably going to put some flooring down and then start working on this bit at the bottom. Obviously, we need to shift from the common room over, but, you know, there's a lot more to do. Then high risk, and then solitary. Actually, probably solitary and stuff first. Then this bit here, and then we go for expansion, which will eventually get supermax, legendary prisoners, more detailed stuff, probably some sniper towers in there, and death row, and all the other typical stuff that we normally go for. Either way, hope you have enjoyed the video and the series thus far. Comments in the comments. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.